Object targeting. First, stand quietly with your hands and body in a calm and neutral position. Cue your dog for attention. Mark and reward this a few times. Bring out the object you want your dog to target. Click and treat any movement of the dog's nose toward the object. Most dogs will look at the object or go in for a sniff. Be sure to click this and toss the treat to the floor. Repeat steps 1 through 4 until the dog is enthusiastically touching the object to make the clicks and treats happen. When you can predict that your dog will eat her treat and then touch the object to get a click and treat repeatedly, it's time to give this behavior a cue. Keep the cue simple, such as touch. With your hands in a neutral position, say touch, then present the target at nose level, just before the dog is about to do the behavior. Repeat this several times, probably 10 to 20 repetitions. Take a short break. Catch the dog being mildly distracted, say the cue, wait for the behavior, and click and treat. Repeat several times. Take a 5-minute break and repeat. Stop and try to elicit this behavior at varied times and circumstances.
So the next thing that we want to teach our dogs that will be really useful later on, especially for some trick training, is called object targeting. The idea is similar to hand targeting. I'm going to present the dog with something unusual, and when she moves toward it or touches it with her nose, I'm going to click and reward. I'm going to keep that object hidden until I'm ready to use it. So I have my magic wand behind my back. I'm going to pull it out. She's going to go investigate, and I'm going to click and reward when she investigates. And then I'm going to hide it again. That's important. We only want it out when we're expecting her to interact with it. The idea is to get her to touch the very tip of that, so I want her to touch the little star. If she touches somewhere else on the rod, I'm not going to reward for that. She already knows this behavior, so it looks pretty simple. She knows to touch only the star. And I try, that was a little late, I try and click when she touches the star. As you can see, the advantage to this, as opposed to your hand, is you can move the dog out further and you can get them to do different things. Like if I wanted to teach this dog to spin in a circle, I can move this in a circle to get the dog to move away from my body. So I can teach her to circle in both ways. And then once I'm getting that behavior, I can put it on cue, meaning give it a name, so that I can have her do it when I want to later down the road. So object targeting. Once your dog starts to generalize the concept of object targeting, you can get them to target almost anything. Moxie knows this really well. So I have one of these little bells, and I can, through object targeting, teach her to ring this bell in the same way. So I'm going to put the bell down. She's going to interact with it. I'm going to click and reward. Some dogs will bump it with their nose. Some dogs will try and hit it with their paw. So right now, I'm going to mark and reward any interaction with the bell. If I want to teach her to actually ring that bell, I'm going to hold off marking and rewarding until the bell actually makes a sound. Good girl. And then it's pretty easy to get her to go back to something else. All through object targeting. Good job, girl.
Here's your object targeting homework. Level 1. Practice targeting the object in different locations in relation to your body, like left or right of your body. Work off-leash at home, tossing a treat farther away at varying distances so the dog is moving at a greater distance when cued to touch the target. Level 2. Practice outdoors in areas of increasingly higher distraction. Have other people work at getting your dog to touch the object. Level 3. Transfer the behavior to a new object and add a cue. For example, you could say, ring it, and have the dog touch a bell.